to webinar chat tool, which is located on the right-hand side of your screen. We're going to make some time to have a Q&A at the end with Michelle. And if we do run out of time, we're going to be sure to get back to each of you on an individual basis. My name is April Dozoff. I'm the National Client Services Manager for Classified Concepts. Prior to this role, I was in newspaper advertising for 13 years, most recently at the Denver Post, where I was a classified sales manager. And really, guys, I'd just like to point this out because I truly understand the challenges that you face, and I understand the need that you all have to increase your revenue, to grow your younger audiences, all, of course, while keeping your current audiences engaged. And I also understand that the real estate market has had a very challenging impact on newspapers. And I wanted to help. So I called on someone who was uncovering some revenue in many different ways, and that includes with Nationwide Open House Weekend. So I'm joined today by our guest speaker, Michelle Ackerman, who is the Advertising Director at the Colorado Springs Gazette. I'm sure many of you know Michelle, since she's been in the industry for a few years. I joke with her, I think 24 years to be exact. Michelle, she's very active and a well-known member of the newspaper industry, so again, I'm sure many of you already know her. So I want to personally thank you, Michelle, for joining us today. As you know, the topic of today's webinar is Nationwide Open House Weekend, which for those of you who don't know is a little early this year. It's April 28th and 29th. So a little bit of background. The event was actually inspired by a statewide open house held 2 years ago by the Washington Association of Realtors. And so impressed really just by its effectiveness, Realtors expressed an interest in taking it nationwide. So about 60% of state and local associations responded in 2010 by holding the first nationwide open house event. This year it's really expected to be very successful in many markets, as of course the news has continued to travel. And many of the ideas that we're going to talk about are fairly easy to implement, but I do realize, guys, you only have a few weeks to really make this happen. So just being realistic, you do have to move fairly fast, but it's definitely doable, and hopefully you'll find that some of the information that we're going to walk and talk through today is very helpful for you to move very quickly. And of course, you can take today's ideas, guys, and you can implement more of a long-term plan. We're actually going to begin the presentation with a very quick overview of the products that the Gazette actually utilizes year-round, not just for Nationwide Open House Weekend, but really to ensure more of an ongoing success in their open house category. So the Gazette does partner with Classified Concepts for their open house offerings, inclusive of online, print, and, of course, mobile. Their participation does increase, significantly for Nationwide Open House Weekend, but they still have great participation in the program, folks, year-round. And best of all, they see a minimum of a 25% ROI from the program each year. So some great success that they've had. So let's quickly review what their year-round offerings include, and then we're going to move right into their success and outline for Nationwide Open House Weekend. Okay, so here's an example of the online component that the Gazette utilizes. Now you can see that there's plenty of opportunity to incorporate a sponsor. Users can view and of course also share listing details and turn-by-turn driving directions. And there's also an upsell opportunity into the featured ad space. We really do make it easy, as it should be, for your readers also to download your mobile application by incorporating our online widget. And speaking of mobile, we've really taken into consideration that over 75% of the world's population are mobile subscribers. So really it's no wonder that the mobile application is a very desirable component within our programs. Users can search for the perfect home based on a variety of criteria, and then of course share their desired listings. Really, and let me tell you, we're all about time savers, guys, and so are your readers. So the alerts function allows them to be notified when a new home meets their search preferences. So this is a huge time saver, right? Because then I don't have to check back, right? You're going to let me know when a home is listed that I'm interested in. And so that's the type of functionality that today's app user really wants. And advertisers love the ability to participate in the banner position that's incorporated as well. And according to a recent Burrell Associates study, print will remain critical for newspapers and, of course, continues to represent 80% of your total revenues in the foreseeable future. So this is also a great way to bring more value to your sponsor, of course, by including them in the print component as well. And then you're able to garner more revenue as a result. And here's another example of our print component. This program can look like a photo gallery type page, just like you see here, or it can include line listings, whatever you prefer. Most of our partners feel that it is important always to create somewhat of a text for more type functionality into their program. So with that, users can get full property descriptions, see multiple photos, get those turn-by-turn driving directions, all sent directly to their phones. And then agents really like things like the vanity photo option, just being able to put a face to the name that perhaps they've seen, all over town. And then a link to the agent's website to view other listings, and of course the ability to easily add the agent to their contacts. Okay, so let's take a look at what the Gazette does, specifically for Nationwide Open House Weekend. I really want to first point out that the Gazette, they understand that readers like to consume their information in different ways, and therefore it's really a must that they're available in print, online at springshouses.com, on Facebook. They're constantly keeping readers engaged via Twitter, and of course accommodating the on-the-go user via their Open House mobile application. And here's an example of a promotion piece that the local association in Colorado Springs released. The Gazette partnered with their local association for Nationwide Open House Weekend, and they really knew that this partnership would mean that in addition to their house marketing efforts, the association would also promote the program out to realtors, so driving more sales for the Gazette and, of course, more traffic to the open houses in the area. And the Gazette created, they created a compelling one-sheet, just basically to outline the details of the program, and they sent out an e-blast out to realtors with that information. But, the one-sheet highlighted lots of great things, really, why open house seekers would be interested in participating, of course, knowing that there was great giveaways and understanding that this was really the weekend to shop for a new home. They showcased special ad packages. Well, actually, an ad package, keeping it very simple. They only had one ad package, just basically keeping it simple and cost-effective for realtors to want to join. And they even threw in industry news, really just simply to support all, to support it all, to support the weekend, the event. And it was really obvious, I think, after that, for realtors as to why they should get involved with this great event. And the Gazette understands that proper promotion is key when you're launching an exciting program like this. They promote in print, online, on radio, and via social media. So really they made sure to have a big splash. They wanted readers everywhere to be exposed to this promotion. And as I talked about before, there were great giveaways to entice readers to want to make a weekend of open house shopping. So last year, they think they're going to do basically the same thing this year. The $500 cash giveaway, $100 Visa gift card, 4 U.S. Women's Open tickets, $50 dining certificate. So just some great things that help, get that traffic going. And of course, they really needed to build plenty of excitement around the program to encourage those realtors to want to participate. So the Gazette was able to offer, realtors or builders will win a free mobile site for 1 year on springshouses.com. I think that's pretty easy for those realtors and builders to tie back to their bottom line, right? They'll see the real value in that, and they understand that. The Gazette excuse me, we'll also be promoting, as I said, all over the place, print, online, radio promotion, and of course even rack cards, which I didn't mention before. So this is music to a realtor's ear. I mean, really, they love when you're helping promote the program. That's half the battle. So Their Saturday real estate section the weekend prior to the event is going to be dedicated to Nationwide Open House. It's going to incorporate a cover story and the feature story as well. A brief article that the realtor can customize. They're supplying that for their realtors, and then the realtor is able to easily, incorporate that newsletter in perhaps their own e-blast or on their website. So just simply, it's what it is just an article that the Gazette has created with the ability for the realtor to go in and just sort of customize and switch their, put their name within the article and post it. So the Gazette supplied register to win boxes to participating realtors that they could then display, of course, at their open houses. And this was to win one of the giveaways, of course. The agent was able to capture that contact information, and those are great leads, right? That's exactly what they want. So they did that before turning the box into the Gazette for the winner raffle. And then, we talked about the importance of incorporating the local associations, and the association certainly helps build that excitement as well, allowing realtors to pick up, balloons, those blue realtor balloons, and increase their visibility at open houses. Realtors were able to download promotional Nationwide Open House videos to display them on their website. And they're able to download logos and web banners as well to easily incorporate in any of their marketing materials. And then they produced a flyer to encourage sellers and buyers to participate as well. So lots of value that I think that agents and builders are able to really tie back to the bottom line and understand that they need to participate. So, as I said before, I do realize timing is tight, especially this year. So here's an example of what a launch schedule might look like. Day one, hold your brainstorm meeting to identify what the opportunities are, agree on your action plan, and assign those action items. Day two, make sure management is completing the local rates for your marketplace. Within week one, set meetings with local boards of realtors and your HBAs. And then within that same week, all sales materials need to be ready. You're going to kick that off to your sales staff shortly after. And the deadline for sales stakeholders, they need to be prepared with those hit lists and really identify the low-hanging fruit. Also, next, teaser ads need to be ordered to run through the actual event as soon as possible, getting them started, as soon as possible. Within the first couple of weeks, prepare realtor e-blasts to go out on week 2 and week 3, like we talked about, the Gazette did with that one sheet. Make sure your one sheet's compelling. Make sure that it's a resource. It's got industry news. It's more than just a sales piece. Week 2, pre-press details need to be worked out for print and online submissions. And later on in week 2, contact your local editors, to make sure that they're arranging coverage, beginning the week before the event. And then your last couple of weeks, sales calls and making sure that you have a blitz and excitement within your sales team around this to ensure that it's a success. Some of you have already started, some of you haven't, and that's okay. This is something that will continue to evolve year after year. This is a brand new program, a brand new event. It's only been around for a couple of years. So just understanding that everybody's, going to be on board at some point, and just the sooner you start, the better and the more successful you'll be. So now we're going to just move right into Q&A. It looks like, I received a couple of questions before the webinar even began. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Michelle. It looks like we have quite a few questions, actually. We might not get to all these. But so how did you involve builders, Michelle? That's a question that folks want to know.
Really just the same as the realtors. They can buy the package. And actually, let me just clarify one thing, April, that yes, in terms of the basic package that we're selling to the individual realtors, that's the ad that you showed on the sales flyer. But we also have some real estate offices that are buying their own display ads. So, full-page, half-page ads that we also include in the promotion, in terms of having all of the locator map information and having everything available. at their at their open houses. So many of the offices are going together and just buying a RE/MAX page, a Coldwell Banker page. And then we extend that same option to the builders. The builders can buy a large display ad in the Gazette that weekend, and they can be included in terms of having the register to win boxes, in terms of being plotted on the map. Or if they have a real small community and they just want to buy the small individual box package, they can do that as well. But basically, we've opened this up to them just the same as we have the realtors.
Okay, great, great. I like this question, so I'm going to ask this one. It says, with so many components, how long did it take for you to implement your open house program with classified concepts, and how long before you started seeing that 25% ROI?
Wow, so this goes way back. I mean, when I was, working in Denver years ago, I think, we came on board with classified concepts very early. I think even before, I think even when it was just maybe a printed product. And then when I moved to Colorado Springs 3 years ago, they were already working with classified concepts. So it's been a long time since I actually implemented the program. And April, you can probably give a better idea of what it takes to implement it. But I know it's very, very simple. It's a matter of setting up a weekly feed to you all. And, if you've got nice someone in IT that will support you in getting that done, it shouldn't take very long at all. And then it's really just promoting it, getting out in front of the realtors. What we actually do here at the Gazette is we run the open house map and everything every single weekend, but we actually designate one weekend a month as citywide open house, and we put promotion behind it. So it's really just getting out and giving the realtors even more reason to buy it, and them knowing that you're behind it, you're promoting it, and offering them the print and the online. Really, once they find out about it, it really sells itself.
And yeah, just to sort of piggyback on that, Michelle, I mean, programs usually take, up to a week to implement. I mean, it's very, very fast to market. So easy stuff to get started, that's for sure. Now, what about the 25% ROI?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What about the 25% ROI? This person asked how long before you started seeing the 25% ROI?
Like I said, going back several years now, but I mean, within a month or two, because the realtors just naturally, I mean, it's one more way for them to make their sellers happy and to get people through their open houses. So they just really gravitated toward it, and it didn't take that long at all to pay for itself.
And then, of course, incorporating sponsorships is a key part of it as well. So, okay, and then next question here I have, it said, did the local association help you with the expense of the giveaways?
No. Our main thing was just getting them involved to help promote the fact that what we were doing. So, no, the giveaways were ours in terms of, just building a plan that we knew we could, we'd have enough in revenue to be able to do the $500 giveaway, and then really just going to the marketing department and scrounging in terms of what they have in terms of tickets and some giveaways. But no, we didn't get any financial support from them, really just help, having them use their email database to really just help to get the word out that we were going to do this for them.
Great. Well, that's good. And it's pretty obvious, folks. Each market is different. I mean, some markets can bear, giving away those large promotion giveaways, and some markets can't. So, I love that the Gazette was able to incorporate, that 1 year free mobile, the mobile site. That was really, really awesome. I think that you have enough value within your product that even if you're giving away a month of free exposure or something like that. I think agents these days, they understand that there's value in that. They know that there's a dollar amount tied to that, and getting that extra exposure just means a lot to them. And so even if it just means, I think, giving away your own product, because of course, hopefully, what does it mean? They're going to fall in love with the product, and then perhaps hopefully they'll want to pay for it and understand the real value is there from that point on. So good. Okay, and well, this isn't. So, did you allow FSBOs to participate at all?
We didn't, but I don't even know that we had any requests. We don't have a lot of requests for FSBOs in our paper, and it's not something we've really gone after because we do have good participation from our realtors in this market. So in this case, because it is National Open House Weekend, you know, sponsored in part or at least put together by NAR, I probably would not include them in this promotion, but I don't exclude them every week, you know, as a matter of business. I mean, we'd take them normally, but probably not in this promotion.
Okay, good. I just had someone ask how you were actually able to get the boxes out to folks. That's a good question.
The sales reps, I mean, when they get their customers to sign up, then they've got to go back out. And if they do it smart, you know, they'll drop them off at the real estate offices. So they're hitting all the realtors in the office. They don't take them to the exact houses. That's up to the realtors, but the reps take them out to the offices.
Great. Okay. Well, it looks like I think I got all the questions. I hope I did. I'm looking through here. Yeah, it looks like we did. So that's it. It looks like that's the Q&A. That, of course, sort of wraps that up for now.
And April, you've got my contact information, so if anybody wants to contact me directly, you know, feel free to share that.
Okay, absolutely. And I also want to extend a special webinar offer out to all of you. We're going to offer special pricing through the month of April for our open house program. I would encourage you to reach out to Peter Sproul. Peter is our National Sales Manager, and he can be reached peter@maps.com. And ask him about that special pricing. Tell him you attended today's webinar and you want to know a little bit more about that. He'll be happy to get back to you right away. And, you know, last but not least, folks, I would love to continue the conversation. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is april@maps.com. Also, you know, for industry news and fun little tidbits, I'm always sharing on Twitter. Hopefully you would find that valuable. You can find me at April Dozot. So I want to thank you all. It looks like, you know, we're a few minutes short, so I'm really glad. I certainly don't want to take up too much of your time. I know how valuable your time is. Hopefully you saw stuff today that you can implement very quickly and valuable content today. If you would like any of this information, please reach out to me. Send me a quick email if there's something in particular that you want for me to share with you. Also, reach out to me if you have any questions, and I can, if it's something that is best answered by Michelle, I'll be happy to forward that information to her. So again, I just want to thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you have a very, very successful nationwide open house weekend and open house season in general. Thank you so much. Have a great day, folks.